Aloha everybody, and welcome back to Vision Quest Astrology. You guessed right, we're going to be talking astrology today, the only thing we do on this channel, so let's dive right into it. So this video is going to be a little bit generalized on 12th house transits, not necessarily a particular planet in the 12th house transiting or about a natal placement, but just about any planet transiting through the 12th house really, and what that is like. Got really inspired to make this video, and believe you me, it's hard to get inspired when you're going through any 12th house transit, to be quite honest. Maybe that's just me. I don't know about anybody else. But even making this video right now is taking a lot of effort. I'm just going to be totally honest about that. I find that typically fire planets have a harder time in the 12th. If the sun's in the 12th house, or if Jupiter's in the 12th house, or if Mars is in the 12th house especially. Mars takes about, I want to say, anywhere from a year and a half to 2 years to transit your whole chart. And because of that, every time it comes around to the 12th again, it's kind of like this completion, for any planet that transits your whole chart. And then it's like starting over again, in the next go around. So with like Mars in the 12th, there's kind of this sense on reflecting everything you've been doing for the last year and a half to 2 years. The sun is like, the brightest part of our solar system, obviously, and the planets are all going around the sun. So wherever the sun is transiting for you, it's kind of where your vitality is at. It's where kind of your feeling of self-worth is at. That's really where your vibrancy shows up, where you show up in life, and just where there's that concentration of energy. And so when the sun is going through the 12th, it's this time too of really looking at what has the past year been like for you at whatever this moment is. What's been going on the past year? You hear a lot about endings in the 12th house. I kind of see it as like a dead end. The 12th house is that area because, where the first house in our ascendant is the self. The 12th is selflessness. It's spirituality. It is the realm of spirit. It is the realm of however you connect with God, whatever religion you're in, whatever belief system you have or don't have, whatever that is found here. And that's a very deep-seated, rooted place in ourself, but one that's also very flimsy and watery, and it's mutable. It's kind of, that's the 12th house to me. There's not a lot of structure there. There's not a lot of sense. Things don't really make sense here because they're not supposed to. A lot of mystery. There's this sense of not knowing and having to trust. And I will say the 12th house really resembles the 9th house in that way to me, because they kind of, Pisces and Jupiter and Sag kind of all have that same theme to me of having to trust like the bigger picture and the great sea of it all, And then the 12th house is like the whole fucking ocean. It's vast, it's immense, it's collective emotion, and it's a lot to take on, and it's very porous, and it seeps through you. So when any planet is transiting there for you, whatever that planet represents, and whatever sign it's in, that's how it's affecting you. But being in the 12th, that's where it's showing up. This is also the house of chaos. Emotional chaos, mental chaos. There's a lot of mental chatter that goes on up here. There's kind of this, decision making gets really hard here. So if you have like Mars in the 12th house and you're trying to make a decision, you're trying to figure out what you're going to do, or maybe Mercury in the 12th and trying to, gather and collect information, and, your communication can be a little bit wacky here. It can be really funky. I realize I'm a little bit all over the place as I'm explaining this, because I have Mars transiting in the 12th house right now myself. I may have already said that. If I said that, then just ignore me, because I repeat things, and apparently I like to do that. So I think it's a matter of not thinking and getting wrapped up in thinking too much. I think and apparently I'm doing it as I say it. To really allow yourself to feel here, because this is a water house, and we're talking major water here with the 12th house. It is just like the whole fucking ocean of water, just like a big tsunami of emotion is what this house really represents. And you have to be willing to feel. A lot of the time, things that are in the 12th house are kind of things that we've really pushed away, don't want to deal with it now, don't want to deal with it now, I'll deal with this later. And you find those things in the 12th house very often because there's nowhere else for them to go. And so when you have a planet that finally it's ending its transit of your whole chart, it's at the 12th house, before it can begin again and start a new cycle by going, crossing your ascendant and going into the first house, it has to debrief. It has to shed some old skin. It has to drop into the water for a bit. And I really think a lot of people run away from the 12th house. As soon as transits there start coming up, people get scared, like, oh no, I don't want to deal with this. What do I do? And I think that's such a waste. I really think that is such a waste, because there is true gold to be found in the 12th house with whatever planet is going through it. And if you can just really allow yourself to go there and to feel those things and to do the work and to don't fight it. I would say anyone who gets in the ocean knows what it's like to resist a really big wave, to resist a current. If you resist and you fight it, you battle, you're going to drown. Your ass is going to drown, or you're going to get beaten back onto the sand. If you're going to be in the ocean, be ready to be in the ocean, and don't resist the waves. Don't fight it. Trying to fight a tsunami, good luck, Buster, because you ain't going to get very far. It's like that is the 12th house to me. It's a place of surrender. It's a place to stop fighting everything that you're fighting all the time in your day-to-day life that you say you don't have time for. All those parts of yourself that you deem as unworthy or unlovable, that don't have value or merit or worth, goes there. And so when a planet gets to the 12th, it's transiting whatever that planet's about, it's going to bring that stuff up. And you're going to be like, whoa, slam the brakes. But no, please don't slam the brakes, because the more you can just really go there, it's going to help you in the long run. It's really going to help you. So I'm done with my little therapy session there. Totally went Astro psychology there for a minute, and I had to, just because in the 12th house, there's a lot of psychology stuff that happens there. There's retrieve your soul, be the best you can be, so that when Mars or the Sun or Jupiter, I don't know, whatever, Saturn, whatever planet you've got transiting through there right now, so that when it's done and it goes to your ascendant in the first house, you get this whole new beginning. And that's going to depend on how you handled that 12th house transit. So go into the 12th house. Go in with eyes wide open. And sometimes you might get afraid. You might get scared. There's a lot of fear and trepidation that happens here, because it's kind of territory where you don't have a roadmap. You don't really have a concrete plan or anything really. You just have to endure it. And I hope you have the resources to do it. And one of your resources, if you're going through it, is to book a reading with me at visionquesthealing.com, and I will help you in the best way that I can. So thank you everyone for watching this video, and I hope that if you're having a 12th house transit, it finds you well. And we'll be back with more videos soon, and I'll talk with you all later. Happy transiting, everybody. Aloha.